excuse me for being in my jammies, but I just watched. That's right. Man, I can't even do the noise correctly. I finally got around to watching Annihilation. And not gonna lie, I'm kind of low-key depressed right now. I mean, I honestly, I don't know what to say. There's just like so much to unpack, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the guy to unpack this. I don't have any credentials for this. I just watched it. But I mean, hey, if you're looking for a movie that makes you feel like empty inside and also just has a lot of metaphors about cancer, self hatred, self destruction. Yeah, it's pretty sad. The ending though, the ending. I know the people who watch this know what I'm talking about. And then the soundtrack plays, and I did not know that's where this came from, dude. I was defecating in my shorts with how happy I was. Speaking of that soundtrack, I'm gonna abuse it this whole video, so be prepared. And you know what? I'm not smart enough, and nor am I credible or famous enough to actually give you a good deep dive. I'm just a guy who just wants to give you a random guy's review, and I liked it. Yeah, well, what can I say? I want it in my personal collection. I think the sci-fi stuff was awesome. The shimmer was a cool CGI effect, and everything looked gorgeous. The story, cinematography, all the friggin' metaphors, dude, of like just the splits, split, you know, rule of thirds, all that junk. It was just very appealing to the eyes. It was like a big old cinema burger, and I just went. Okay, time for a quick summary and spoilers. At least from what I got from this movie, Natalie Portman, she is kind of like comes back from this campaign, you know, this cool campaign. I guess like in a video game, she's the only one alive out of her squad mates. She comes back and then she tells her story to scientist dude, Doctor Strange Wong guy. That's pretty cool. Story starts off with her saying that her husband was killed or missing in action or whatever, and then she's like this biologist lady at a college. Don't remember what college. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that was important to the movie. But then her husband comes home, and I'm like automatically thinking, oh, that's not her husband. That's obviously a clone. And I just want to say, maybe I am intelligent. But again, not really. You know, because I had to put my good old thinking cap on, and I don't really think that's very detrimental to the story, because it keeps going on and on. He ends up, like, just imploding from the inside. Ambulance comes, military comes, kidnaps the whole ambulance people. She arrives on this base where apparently they're watching over this huge area that has this glowing rainbow, like, you know, shimmer. Like a cool, ugly looking Instagram filter. She ends up befriending this rapscallion of a squad full of women. I mean, 4 women. 4 women. Yes, I can count. And then they go into the shimmer because she owes her husband. Then she enters the shimmer, and then it cuts to her sleeping with one of her co-workers. And at this point, thinking cap was off. I thought that she was just having a weird nightmare. And I was like, whoa, what a strange nightmare. I can't wait to figure out what this metaphor is for. It wasn't a nightmare. Yeah, I learned that the hard way, because I watched the rest of it and I got very upset. They embark on this journey. They find out that the meteor that hit has like an alien thing, an alien area that causes everything to like reflect into each other, kind of like combine and evolve, and it's really weird. But just imagine like it's just like a tumor, again with the cancer metaphors, where everything's just cancerous and growing, but it's kind of like it's more beautiful, You know, it's gorgeous. They fight a crocodile, beat the crocodile. They go into this military base thing. They find this dude organ. They found a video of this dude's organs just like moving. Gosh, there's so much to this movie. Oh my gosh. And then they go find out where that dude is, and then he's like this weird, beautiful. Again, I keep using the word beautiful because it's kind of like it's gory, it's dark, it's dim, but it was just like stunning to look at, and it's just like a skeleton with like tumor alien stuff grown into it. I can't. Maybe I'll just draw it really quick here for you guys. This is what it looks like. Okay. You know what? I tried my best here, man. What? You think you could do better? Huh? You think you could do better? Well, if you do, how about you like this video and subscribe as well? That'll show me. After that, they go to bedsies, you know, nights, eepies. And yeah, one of them gets killed by a bear. And then another one, yeah. Where am I at? That was pretty cool. The next morning, they go and leave the base, and then they try to find the girl's body. The main girl, Natalie Portman, ends up going alone because she wants to, finds the body, which creates another form of division. Whoa! Between the squad mates, because one of the squad mates, Gina Rodriguez, I want to say her name, Jane the Virgin, gets pissed because she's like, this lady thinks she's in charge, and she's also hiding stuff from us, and I'm going a little crazy because of all the refractions in the waves of the alien. It's confusing at first, you just gotta watch it. She ends up pretty much the next night tying them all to chairs, and then the same bear that killed that one lady ends up coming in looking fly and dripped out as Flip, dude. I just want to say, skeleton face and everything, aliened out. I creamed when it came up, and basically they somehow survived that with Jane the Virgin, Gina Rodriguez. I really gotta check if that's her name because I'm gonna feel bad. It is. I'm a good person, I hope. She ends up dying. They all kind of end up splitting up in their own ways after that because there's only 3 of them left. One decides to just go ahead and leave without them to the lighthouse that the meteorite flew into that caused the big old alien storm. The second one decides, hey, I don't want to do anything anymore, and just turns into a bush. I mean, valid. I would too, in this scenario, probably. And then you have Natalie Portman, who's just like, yeah, I'll follow behind the lighthouse lady. Then she goes to the lighthouse, and this is where shit gets cool. I mean, all of it was cool, guys. All of it was cool. But this is where I was like, whoa. She ends up going to the lighthouse that now looks like a weird gray tumor thing. Once she walks inside, there's a giant hole where the meteor that hit it kind of left a big hole, of course. And then there's a skeleton that's like looking like this, or like this, like this, something like that. And then, of course, a camera that somehow survived everything. She watches the video recording that's on the camera. That battery that's still alive, or that's still on, crazy. I just want to say, probably biggest plot hole there is how did that battery survive that long? Because after watching the video, you find out that it was her husband that just like kind of blew up, you know, because he wanted to, because he went crazy. Little side note here, forgot to mention, she cheated on him, and that's why she's doing this, because she feels guilty that he went on a suicide mission, because she should be, because she's a horrible person. But I mean, we kind of all are, aren't we? Anyways, her husband himself kind of on video. Also, second biggest plot hole, camera would not have survived, at least the sensor would not have survived that photon grenade. Don't care if it's sci-fi, unrealistic. Everything else is perfectly realistic. Then his clone kind of comes out and looks at him and is like, I need to find Natalie Portman, my wife. Which cuts, you know, and then we figured out that's how he did that. And then she ends up going in a hole, finding the other squad mate, and the other squad mate's like, "Yeah, I've accepted it." And then she turns into the alien, and I'm like, and then it just keeps going on with like a bunch of alien crap, and I'm just like, and then it creates like a weird humanoid that kind of mimics Natalie Portman, and they fight and have a big battle, of course, with the epic soundtrack right here. And then yeah, she ends up just like photon grenading her way out of there again, and then just killing the whole tumor that's on Earth, and then bam, annihilation, annihilation. Funny keynote there. When she was down in the lighthouse, I was like, oh, they're totally gonna say the name of the movie. They have to at least say Annihilation once, and they did. I'm a movie critic. What can I say? I saw it coming. Overall, though, I'm taking this really unseriously, and I don't do the movie justice. I'm sure any review wouldn't do the movie justice. You just have to watch it. My summary's half-assed, half-baked, but this movie isn't. It isn't. It's beautiful. I gotta thank that one comment to that told me to watch this. Thank you. I do have a couple nitpicks though. I don't think any of the actors really stood out to me. I mean, like Natalie Portman, of course, is an A-list celebrity, but it wasn't really believable that she was a military lady or a biologist. Honestly, that whole squad, all of it was pretty unbelievable. I just like, I don't know. Maybe it was just them acting. Maybe it was just the casting choice. I just feel like was a little off here. That was the only thing that kind of took me out. And the only other thing is the stupid guitar strum soundtrack. I was about to hate on the soundtrack before the ending of this movie, and then of course the lighthouse scene hit and changed the whole soundtrack for me. But it's just too much acoustic guitar strums. I don't know. It's been done. I know this is before The Last of Us, but it's just like apocalypse and acoustic guitars. I get the gist of it. We need to stop doing it. Now, I think I yapped my mouth off enough about this movie. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any other movies you want me to watch, feel free to comment below. And yeah, thank you for sticking around. I'll see you guys next time.